Some of you are probably scrambling to see if you could watch the show during work, or probably going, what the fudge buckets is John doing on an afternoon show? And what's this new layout? This new layout, by the way, I'm just trying it. I don't know if it's whoa, it's going to last. What the heck happened? I just lost my. There we go. Man, that's weird. Okay. Anyways, I next couple of weeks I'm going to be having a lot of free time in the afternoons, so I might as well take advantage of it and give you guys some updates during the day. Since I sometimes get those updates early on my way to work or after I get to work, and it'd be nice if I could scoop people. I got scooped by Chapter Master Valric. I went ahead. So, okay, let me dial everything back. I got an email. Hey, John, check it out. Little excerpt from an upcoming book by Guy Haley. Cool. What is this? I started reading it. And I was like, yes, I need to hurry up and do a show or something, get it out there. So while I'm getting all this set up, this nice little display board or this overlay, I've got YouTube running over here in the background. And Chapter Master Valric, one of my favorite YouTubers, sure as crap, he is doing what I was talking about. It's very. I can't be upset, because when we get leaks and rumors and stuff like that, people in the UK are probably going to get that information first, especially since that weekender happened right there and then. So, kudos. It's not like we're in competition. It's not like he's a rival and he's got way more followers than I do. So cool. So I didn't want to listen to all of his because I didn't want it to taint what I was going to talk about. We're going to be talking about Blood Angels, Black Rage, and everything here in just a moment. So first, since Games Workshop has changed how they release information, let's do a quick review of what happened this morning. So I thought Acts of Faith were gone. They're not gone. Acts of Faith are still there. We got these things called Miracle Dice. You guys have probably already read through this, so I don't want to just sit here and rinse and repeat these things. But you're going to be occurring these Miracle Dice throughout the game, and that you can use to enact those acts of faith throughout the game. So it's a kind of a nice little special ability. And these things are like vengeance, unit from your army. This is how you basically get your miracle dice. Vengeance, sacrifice, purity, valor. Pretty much the same way you would get your stuff for acts of faith. It's like, oh well, a character died. Hey, here you go. You get points to do an act of faith ability, etc., etc. So you'll be able to use these things to pop off special abilities. On top of that, you've got the new sacred rites that we talked about this morning. As an in-game advantage, as they're saying, and earned by keeping the faith, otherwise known as fielding an army made exclusively of Adeptus Sororitas and Adeptus Ministorum units. At the start of battle, you can either pick one of the 6 sacred rites to activate, whichever is most advantageous for the mission, etc., or sacrifice your choice to generate 2 at random if you're expecting to be in a tough fight, etc., etc. So it's very similar, and I think we're going to see this across the board. Actually, I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. We're going to see this similar abilities across the board. I talked to you guys about this early in the year and a little bit last year, how Games Workshop wants to move forward with enough of the soup lists, even though they built the initial part of 8th edition to include everything a la mini apocalypse. The last edition of rules where they want you to fight with everything in your faction, get it out there, have fun. So we're seeing now with the Space Marines, or really the first ones, if you're running any sort of Space Marines and you throw in anything else in there, you're going to start losing those lose those chapter doctrines. So I think we're going to be seeing that. Here's the next example after Space Marines, Sisters of Battle. So if you have your Battle Forged army, it's nothing but sisters and the priests. Cool, you're going to be able to pull off these sacred rites. Extra little abilities. Not going to go into them, except there are some cool ones. Like the passion when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model with a sacred right. An unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. That's not a bad extra little ability you could toss in there that they get to have. Let's see here. Melee assisted battles have the shield face, so guess what? You got your 6-up save just like before. You got the zealot rules back. So it's pretty much, they're really just kind of teasing what's already there and talking very briefly about acts of faith. We're going to see more on that as the days go by. Excuse me. I apologize for that. So the acts of faith, we'll see more of that. Now we know how it's activated. It's really kind of a fun way, I guess, or a neat way to have like this interactive pool of dice, because it's like, hey, you got your act of faith point. How many points do you have? How do you keep track of that? People always lose track. Well, I got my special dice right here. I've gotten X amount of points so far. I'm going to enact an act of faith. Here we go. So it's going to be nice, simple, and easy. People are going to dig it. I think we're all going to be very happy, and we're also going to be scouring every single model image that they put out there and any artwork, because we're going to be looking for anything that will reveal what is going to be coming soon. We don't know everything yet, but we know we got a pretty good idea of everything. I'm happy about these Arcoflagellants. I am digging them more and more. I know I'm getting to the Blood Angel stuff. Trust me. So I'm really digging this more and more. I'm really happy with the dynamic poses. Even this guy or gal right here in the middle. I mean, even though it's not like a full sprint forward, I like it because it's just like they're practically mindless killing machines, and it's just like just going forward, doing the propeller arm combat. So it's really cool, and I like that they're doing this. So why did I get on the show this afternoon? And it's going to be a short show. I mean, a short show. Reason why is because of, let me see if I can find this image. Why can't, oh, here we go. Sorry about the quality of the image. This is not going to be the setup, by the way, for the afternoon show. It's just a quick, like, oh my God, let's get this going. I still got to tinker with the layout and everything. Hope you at least like what I'm doing here. Those are mimosas. If any of you were curious, I really like the mimosas. So let's get on with this and not drag it out. So I'll let you guys kind of read through this. I'll increase the size a little bit so it might be easier. I'll let you read through it and you can see what I'm talking about. Now, a couple months ago when we talked about the Space Marine Codex and the supplements that were coming out, I mentioned to you that it's going to be what they're going to do with the rest of the chapters that are not the Codex compliant chapters, like Blood Angels, Dark Angels, maybe Death Watch, maybe what are they called? Grey Knights, but Space Wolves will fall into this. The reason why I said that is because, as you see with each of these new Primaris models and stuff coming out, they are including these rules and they're incorporating them into these digital downloads until your new codex drops. And one of the coolest things that they can do and save money on, and really not only save money, but make money. So Space Marine Codex is used as the catch-all. It is every unit that's available to everybody. You notice those are all generic units in there. So how do we make it to where everybody has a uniqueness to them? Do we make another codex, or do we do a supplement? Blood Angel supplements, Dark Angel supplements, Space Wolf supplements. As of right now, I don't think that Grey Knights and the Death Watch, because they're a little bit they're a lot outside of the codex. They operate entirely differently. Their entire command structure is totally different, and their unit structure is entirely different. So I don't see Death Watch and Grey Knights getting the supplement treatment, but Blood Angels and Dark Angels and Space Wolves, I do. It's good marketing for them. It's moneymaker and saves money, so they don't have to crank out full codexes for each of those. I can just do, hey, you need to buy this Space Marine Codex. Congratulations. And it's got all the stuff in it. You don't have to worry about PDF upload or downloads anymore, or having to have inserts, whatnot. You just buy the Space Marine Codex. It's got all the units that are available to you. And then you buy your supplement. We're going to go ahead and include all the special things that are very tailor specific for your chapter. Do we know this 100% verbatim true? No, we do not. However, in the foreword of a upcoming book that was they talked about released at the Black Library Weekender, Guy Haley is talking about, let's see here, the particular thing we wanted to talk about is this last line down here is, with a new gaming supplement in the works at the time of writing that talked about Black Rage and Primaris, this novel had to discuss it. So right there, think about that. With a new gaming supplement in the works at the time of writing that talked about the Black Rage and Primaris, he had to talk about it. A new gaming supplement. What is happening with all the chapters? They're getting chapter supplements. So let's dial back. Let's talk about the Black Rage. So they said the Primaris were pretty much the cure or they're perfect examples of what the chapter should be, which was in story-wise was a concern for the Blood Angels in particular, because they're like, I think it was Gabriel Seth essentially said, once these Primaris come in and we bow our knee to them, or bend the knee, what are they going to be? Blood Angels in red armor? I mean, they're just going to be red armor Marines. They're not going to be Blood Angels. They're not going to be part of the Sons of Sanguinius. And he was right. What are the Blood Angels without the Black Rage? They're just a bunch of Marines in red armor. Might as well be the Red Templars or the Exorcist or the Fire Lords. Yes, those are all chapters, by the way. So what are they going to do? How are they going to deal with it? The best way is when their supplement comes out, they give them the Black Rage. They make them accessible. Since the Black Rage is both a genetic issue, but it's more of a spiritual or psychic, if you will, component to what makes the Blood Angels Blood Angels. So it looks like, and this might even carry over into the Space Wolves, that there's no cure for their genetic deviancy, which makes sense. Hey, at first, guys, here's your Space Wolf, your new Space Wolf and Blood Angel Primaris. They're pure. They don't have to worry about Black Rage or the Canis Helix or anything like that. Congratulations, we've cured what happened. Well, no, that's not going to happen, because that pulls away from that flavor of who these armies are, the very soul of what these armies are. So we have now confirmation that the Blood Angels Primaris do succumb to the Black Rage. So likewise, that means they might succumb to the Wolfen, or being basically getting all the feral teeth and all the stuff like that, long fangs. I don't think we're going to necessarily see long fangs and blood claw Primaris, but this is a good sign that we might be seeing in the future. Now that we have confirmation that they can be Primaris and the fall carries over, that we might be seeing finally a decent close combat unit for Primaris. Yes, I know the aggressors can go up there with the Rock'em Sock'em Fists and punch some people, but they're not a dedicated close combat. Neither are the Reavers, even though I really want them to be, and it takes a lot to get them up to a level to be sufficient in killing chaff. But against elite units and vehicles and stuff, you're not going to be all that great. So having the possibility of a dedicated, say, Space Wolf or Blood Angel close combat Primaris unit in the near future, because remember, this is about a 200-year span that we're covering, the first 200 years of the Indominus Crusade, and this is what we're seeing. So we're probably going to see a lot of deviancy in the genetic material. Yes, you can become Primaris, because remember, you can actually take a Blood Angel or Space Wolf or any other chapter, give them the Primaris upgrade, provided they survive the surgery, but that doesn't stop the genetic taint or the flaw from taking place. So it's going to get passed around. It's basically like a really bad, the flaws are pretty much like bad STDs, like space STDs, space herpes. Ice Pirate shout out right there. So with that happening, we do know that also, I didn't put this out, I don't think I put this in the description, but we do know that it's now confirmed, at least from what I've read and what I've been told, it is confirmed Mephiston is Primaris. Until they 100% show us the rules for him and a full model, we have to still consider that there's that 0.001%. He is not Primaris, but he is pretty much 99.9999 Delta 9 Charlie going to be Primaris, just based on the price increase, the brand new model, and the fact that they're not making any of the old style Marines. All the Marines are becoming Primaris. Dante is old as fudge, and he is not going to be getting Primaris. He is, after the Devastation of Baal and the Shield of Baal events with the demons and the Tyranids and the Necrons, he is just worn thin. He is just, the guy's basically just holding on because he wants to see his chapter through. He wants to see the Sons of Sanguinius through to a new era. And it's also, he's pretty much in charge of Imperium Nihilus. That's on the, north and east side, or the east side of the rift. Oh, no worries, Epion. I appreciate it. This was a quick show. Thanks for jumping on, though. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to I need to wrap this up because I wanted this to be really short, and I realized I started getting long-winded again. Thank you for jumping on there, Epion. So supplements coming, very likely. At least that's the terminology. Now, that gaming supplement very well could be Psychic Awakening 3, because we know it's the the Blood of Baal. We know that that could be very well be the one that they're talking about. And they very well could just put out a Blood Angel Codex. Yes, I acknowledge that. Yes, I do. However, it is a very good possibility that we might be seeing those follow-on chapters, the other non-Codex Space Marine chapters, getting supplements and a tie-in to the main book. Is a stretch. I realize that, but I'm just putting it out there as a possibility. So cool that, or not cool, I guess, if you were hoping for some sort of some redemption for the Blood Angels and the Space Wolves, like they're going to be pure now. But if you were hoping that, then you might not be a big fan of those chapters, because that's what makes them unique. So I'm glad that they, you know what? Sorry, the Primaris are going to succumb to the flaws of their genetic legacy. So cool. And speaking of redemption, last thing I'll talk about, Angels Vermilion, big shout out. They got pretty much exiled or almost excommunicatrix, but they did something in this book series that's coming up where they have redeemed themselves in the eyes of Dante. Dante was like, cool, welcome back, you're cool now. The things that you did, touch people in a bad place, it's all forgiven. We understood. It was all fake news, fake Me Too movement, whatnot. Thank you for getting that cleared up. Basically, if you don't know about the Angels Vermilion, I think it's Angels Vermilion. I might have wrote that down wrong. They tend to do an insanguination. Basically, they bleed the citizens of their world and their serfs, so they can essentially drink the blood and sustain themselves, and also kind of fight off that black rage. The last book that was out, it was them teaming up with the Nova Marines, and they were fighting on a Space Hulk. I don't remember what the name of that novel was, but it was actually very two chapter divergent chapters, Space Marine chapters, full battle companies fighting side by side, and basically imagine Blood Angels and Ultramarines fighting side by side. And it was really an awesome story because it kept flip-flopping back and forth. But that's when we kind of learned the sinister nature of the Angels of Vermilion. So I'm very happy that they're coming back. That's a nice little story tie-in. I was not happy that they got exiled, so I'm very happy. But if you just joined in, I'm about to close this down. It was just a quick show to say not Angels Vermilion, but Codex Supplement is coming up, which either Codex Supplement or a gaming supplement. The wording's very specific there, so what it could be, I don't know. But it could be the Blood of Ball book that's coming at Psychic Awakening 3. I believe that drops the 7th or 14th of December. I'll have to double check my information. And that will include the Blood Angels. So Black Rage is coming for the Primaris. It is now confirmed 100%. They have, 100% if you've read the forward of this book. And there's a new model coming. We know it's Mephiston. We know he's been Primarist at least 99.9999%. So, good news, bad news? I don't know. You guys tell me. Put it in the chat. Real quick, or as I wrap this up, going to have an evening show about 9 p.m. Central Time. I got 3 members of the FN Pro team. They're going to be on. I'm going to be answering some questions that some of you put to me. We'll have the chat open for you to interact. And if you have some questions, ask away, and we'll try to get them answered. We're only going to do about a 30 to 45-minute show because I don't want to eat up all their time or all of your evening time because I know you're hanging out with family. I know you're painting. Make sure there we go, up here somewhere. I'm going to get my fingers right on this. Hit that subscribe button if you're a member of the gosh darn it, losing my train of thought, Amazon Prime. You can get a subscription for free once per month. If you are a student, you can get Amazon Prime for free. You just got to follow all the procedures to do that. Veterans, right now, I think through the 16th, could be the rest of the month, you can get Amazon Prime for $40 off. You got just veterans and active duty. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, even if it's just for 1 month. It really helps out. We've got, if you're on YouTube, jump on over, just hit subscribe for us, and go back over to YouTube because I'm going to load it up on there. YouTube guys, go ahead and put in the chat. I've already been reading some of your guys' chat. I'm going to address that today once I take a nap because I am tired. I'm going to address those questions, and then I'll see you guys tonight about Warzone Atlanta and the FN Pro team. And hopefully we'll have a good show tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. We will not be covering the Infinity RPG tonight because of that interaction, but we will resume Wednesday, Thursday, and then next Sunday's evening show. I will be covering the next 3 stages of the kind of a breakdown of the Infinity RPG from Modiphius and Corvus Belli. So stay tuned for that. If you're interested in RPG, we'll have nice screenshots of everything, and I'll give you a nice walkthrough on how the game works. If not, just jump on, hit a like. Make sure you YouTube guys jump on when you're watching the video. Do us a huge favor. Hit up the like button if you like the video, and if you don't like the video, go ahead and hit a down button, or vote down. Whatever. You're not forced to. Put a comment in there, especially if it's a bad segment. Put a comment in there, why? And if you just want to interact, say, hey, just checking in. Thanks for the video. Thanks for the information. We really appreciate it. Do that too, something along that lines. And if you can, share it out on your Facebook page, share it out on Twitter, whatever. Share this out because the more people we get out there, the more people we get drawn in, that also highlights us. And that means more people that leak information that we're not tapped into. We can actually get tapped into. They'll reach out to us. So do that for us. I really appreciate it. I've got a lot to cover tonight, and I've got some information I'm going to save for tomorrow morning's show, 10 a.m. Central. But tonight, 9 p.m. Central, we'll be talking with the FN Pro teams. You guys enjoy your afternoon. Have a safe drive home from work, and I'll talk to you in about 6 hours.